if that's gonna work. Joey Rocket, what's going on, brother? Gostawi Gutapa? Gupta? What's going on? Coin Pilot. I am Easy Crypto. Angel Solis. Cool, guys. So this is my boat. I've got some stuff that's set up here. Got my laptop, got my screens, and you can see here. For all you guys who want to see my dog, this is my dog right here. So it's been good to come back and see her. So her name's Lucky. So you guys can see my dog. But yeah, I wanted to talk about a couple of different things that I was seeing in the market. Let me flip this around here. See if this will work a little bit better. Yeah, so one of the things I was talking about was kind of we were seeing the hash rates were really high. What's going on, DM Profit? We were seeing the hash rates, so I hope you guys can see this. This is the hash rates for BCash that had basically come up to 13 or so, and then basically you just saw it really start to drop off. The hash rates for BCash started to come up, and basically what ended up happening is you had a little bit of a surge in volume. Now, the cryptocurrency market as a whole has come up, so we're sitting at almost $250 million market cap, or billion-dollar market cap, I should say. And if you're looking at the volume of trading, let me bring this up here. Oh crap! All right, bear with me one sec. If you're looking at the volume of trading with Bitcoin Cash, it's still at number 2, and you can see the volumes have come up a little bit. It's dominated by Bithumb, Bitfinex, Coin1, HitBTC. So you're seeing some more of these exchanges starting to trade. And one of the other ones I wanted to go over was Binance, so I'll go over that in a little bit. But Bitcoin Cash, I was saying basically a little while ago, it looked like it was poised for a breakout. And I think that's what we're starting to see. We're seeing volumes that are starting to come up, and it's being traded a little bit more, and that you're seeing the prices reflected in the market. So this is basically kind of what we're seeing, about a 16% rise right here. A few other coins have really come up. Dash is continuing to soar. Monero is the other one. So this all really just kind of recently happened since I was, basically in Korea, flew back here. And, this is kind of the interesting thing to document, is that you get some of these changes in the market. So that was just a little bit of a trend I wanted to go over. I know there's been a couple other topics been trending on some different things, but I wanted to also go over Binance. And so Binance was one that we've seen a really a surge with the trading volumes in the exchange. So looking at the exchanges here, we've had Binance had just surpassed Poloniex, and so it's basically doing about 500 million in trading, and has really kind of climbed the charts. And so I went ahead and set up an account. I got to go through and verify the account. I'm going to do a little bit of a walkthrough once we get in. But the well, let me see if I can just do this real quick. I'm going to switch this around. Been all these security issues lately, so got to be careful with the logins and whatnot. But this exchange is doing a ton of volume, and I was doing a little bit more research. I was thinking it was in China. It's not in China. It's actually it's headquartered in Shanghai, but the servers are all located in South Korea. So that would essentially become like the fourth, pretty major exchange to be doing a lot of their trading activity in South Korea. And that's where you're seeing also a huge rise in the volumes of trading with Bitcoin Cash, primarily in Bithumb. But I'm going to go ahead and set up this account. Check in with the chat here a little bit. Yeah, I joined Binance yesterday. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. You guys can take a look. But seeing as it's doing as much volume as it's doing, it looks like a really good one to get on. The Trevon James hack. Thoughts and comments. That is a huge one. I was watching a couple videos on that. So I don't know really how I feel about the whole situation. I saw Glenn put out a video where he kind of did a little bit of a response to it. Just the whole situation's just weird, man. So I don't really know what to think. It doesn't seem very authentic, and I think that's the problem. It just seems really weird, and I think a lot of people smell bullshit. But I don't know. It's just a strange situation. So I don't know how much I really wanted to comment on some of that stuff, but I really just kind of wanted to focus on what's been going on in the market. I mean, that's primarily what I'm interested in, and you know, it changes every day, and so that's kind of what I've been trying to focus on. And so I had to do this a little bit differently, because when you sign up for a Binance account, they show your email like right at the top, and so I didn't really like how they did that, so I had to create a fake email so I could log in. Look at my passwords. I'm all creeped out about security now. So I'm going to switch this around. So you can see a little bit of the login process here. They've got these, well, let's do this, WA, submit, log in. Brit VR, what's going on, buddy? Glad to have you on. Yeah, so they want you to do two-factor authentication. They want you to do some of these text messages and whatnot. But yeah, this is kind of what I was talking about. You can see here that they do have a referral program as well. Surprise, surprise. And they put your email right at the top. So I went ahead and created another email. And you can see they have a withdrawal limit of 2 BTC, 24-hour limit of 100 BTC once you kind of reach their next level, kind of however that works out. But yeah, you can see some of the different security measures and whatnot. And if we can kind of get a little bit into the exchange. So this is their exchange here. So pretty straightforward. You know, you can search here on the sidebar for different pairs. A lot of the trading that they like to do is actually with their Binance coin, which I believe is this BNB right here. And so that's another one I wanted to bring up, because if you look at the prices of this particular coin, it looks like a really interesting one to get into. It has a market cap of 157 billion or million. It almost seems like a tether that they use for their exchange. So it's basically their way of transacting. So like, say you wanted to get into some of these different altcoins, you would have the ability to basically hold in their their own coin. And I think that's a really interesting aspect, because if you're looking at the exchanges, you know, it's currently 4th in terms of volume. Bittrex doesn't have their own coin. Bitfinex doesn't have their own coin, and BitThumb doesn't have their own coin. So it's a little bit of an innovation that's really interesting to see. And if you look at the history of the coin right here, it hasn't been on the market a whole lot. But what you see is a lot of volume right here and a huge increase in the price. And then the volumes came down here a little bit, and then you saw a huge jump right here. Didn't really affect market prices, but it's probably just more due to the amount of volume that we saw traded in that particular time frame on this exchange with their coin. So an interesting one to check out. But I'm gonna switch this around, check in with the chat a little bit. If they were really hacked, I feel bad for anyone who gets crypto stolen. I also think it would be messed up if they were lying, pranking. Seems coincidental they were hacked back to back. Yeah, I mean, you know, there's the tax angle. There was this really strange fake email that Glenn just recently posted a video about. So I don't know, it's weird. Hey Clover, can we talk Gigawatt overview thoughts? Their offering looks really interesting. Think of perhaps a visit. visit when at the Blockchain Expo next week. I really like Gigawatt. I mean, I toured the whole facility. Like they like, in terms of like behind the scenes, I think they're one of the most legitimate entities. I just think their marketing is not all that great, but I mean, gosh, I mean, it's hard to, you know, you're starting to see like, you know, this Binance Exchange, they have their own referral program, you know, token process. Gigawatt was trying to do the same thing. So they basically have a token, which I guess is a little bit different than a coin. It's on CoinMarketCap, so we can take a look here. I'll show this to you guys. It's so it hasn't really been performing all that well, but it was that was the something that they're basically kind of getting into, where they're trying to tokenize a lot of these different things. So here's Gigawatt. So it has some strange volumes, but it's kind of progressively been trending down. It's only being traded in Ether Delta, so that's not a whole lot of, you know, market depth. It only has $1 million behind the coin. So I think it's basically I think the token process really hasn't worked. But let's come into their website a little bit. Set this down here. All this getting hacked, fake emails, like different phishing email scams. It's all really strange. At least, you know, I feel a little bit lucky I haven't, you know, been hit by it yet, or, you know, at least not yet. But it just, I don't know, all of it's just really weird to me. I got a buddy, I got a real good guy in security. He actually does, he works in the Pentagon doing cybersecurity, so he's got a really sweet little position. I've been telling him I wanted to talk to him about cryptocurrency security, so I'm getting ready to kind of do something with him. Maybe I can do basically a he can't be on video, he can't be on audio. That would be against, but I have to talk to him about that. If there's some security, or he wouldn't mind doing at least maybe audio, so I could get him on. But he's very secretive with what he does. But when there's a guy that at least in my circle, the one guy that I have the most respect for when it comes to security is that guy. And so I'm going to need to talk to him, since this has kind of been a trending topic. But you can see Gigawatt mining here. I'm going to switch this around. So they have a, you know, pretty clean website. They kind of show the benefits of going through them. Now, I would probably recommend this a little bit better, because they also go through this Cryptonomous company that does some of their marketing. So I'm gonna do a little bit more research on this. I've been meaning to give them a call, but you can kind of see some of their different plans. You can order, you know, a plan. You can gives you let's try this. Let's just make a large order. So you can basically decide what it is you want to kind of allocate your resources for different miners. See, buy miners. Let me see. Dash miners, Litecoin miners. So you buy them, and they're essentially like a infrastructure provider. And so that's one of the things that they're doing. The other aspect was the tokenization thing that they were doing. So that's kind of the next one. Yeah, man, this is my boat. It needs a lot of work. But you can see a little bit inside. I got a lady that's staying with me. She's got our clothes hanging up right here. But Amazon Virtual Desktop, I still need to look into that. Get VMware, install Windows inside Windows. Yeah, it does look like a boat. Catch some shrimp for us, will you? Yeah, if I lost $1 million, I would go and say, and so that's part of it. Like, I think that people are really hypocritical with Trevon's response. Is just like, if you know, it seems a little inauthentic that a guy that, you know, lost that much money would react like that. I mean, I don't know. Oops, shoot. What Coin Pilot asks, it's insightful, what's the secret sauce behind the low energy cost provision, which seems to be too good to be true, which is 2 cents per kilowatt? So that was an interesting aspect about my previous work. Was I worked in the electricity industry, and some of the cheapest electricity in the world is out here in eastern Washington. And so they have an infrastructure there, a Gigawatt, where they're tapping into some of the cheapest electricity in the world. And that's what makes them a more profitable outfit for mining. And so part of that, I want to get back to this a little bit, where I can show you guys the kind of the overall hash rates. So this is the hash rates that we were looking at. So this is just one particular pair. So you're looking at the Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash pair on the SHA-256 algorithm. So this is the proof of work. This is the kind of the X hash rate, so the power, the hash rate that's on the network at any particular time. And you can see that it's come down recently here, and it's also corresponding with a little bit of a rise. Now, when you've seen some of these, you know, sudden dips right here, you've seen these sudden dips. I don't know how well you guys can see that on the video, but then you saw a huge increase in Bitcoin Cash, huge increase in Bitcoin Cash. And so a lot of these are relative in how they are, you know, kind of, once you kind of start to see hash rates dip into a certain area, it almost kind of goes exponential, where the it becomes much more profitable to mine on Bitcoin Cash. And that's where you see these huge spikes in price recently with that. And it looks to me as though we're kind of trending in a little bit of that direction. You're starting to see the hash rates really come down, but the whole entire market's still fairly dynamic. But that's something to look at, because you're seeing, you know, more output here. When it starts to kind of plateau and break out, that's when you see these huge surges in price. And I think that's why the Korean market and a few of these other larger, you know, maybe whale traders are a little bit more dialed in on what's going on inside the market. So at least that's my perspective. But BCC circulating supply has stayed constant for BitConnect a month or so. Number is stated about 2.1 million BCC. So yeah, that's I haven't been monitoring the circulating supply. I know that the market cap has come up about 50 million from, what was it, about like 580 to like 630, I think was what it was last time I checked. Look into this. Yeah, I mean, I know there's the whole staking aspect, and I'm not entirely sure if the staked coins don't. I mean, the way I understand it is the staked coins don't count towards the circulating supply. But if that's the case, then how do they qualify something like Dash, which has these super nodes, which aren't able to be bought, sold, or traded? And so I'm not entirely sure exactly how the circulating supply is calculated. But if you have this amount of coins that are basically ready to be put out into loans or being traded on some of the different exchanges, then we haven't seen a whole lot of like huge waves with the market capitalization of BitConnect. It's kind of slowly been going up. And if we look at this a little bit, let me pull in here. But if loans were done daily, the circulation supply would change every minute, and they would never be able to put into the top 10 again. Yeah, I mean, I think part of that, there were some changes that were done. I did a video about that, where there was changes that were done to the graphs inside BitConnect's exchanges, and how they were doing the mapping of the coin. And one of the things you could see is you knew that BitConnect was kind of manipulating the price of their coin at times to lock in certain profits and losses. on their own exchange. They also have the security measure they just put in place where it's the 10% 2-hour delay is the way they're putting it in. But yeah, I'm gonna switch this around. I mean, as far as this is really just going to show us the market cap. Let's see, the last month. So you had the huge dip right here, but yeah, I mean it's roughly been like 580. It really hasn't changed a whole lot. So there hasn't been a whole lot of difference when it comes to that, but you do see these huge dips with the price compared to Bitcoin. World Coin Index. Let's take a look at that. I think I'd looked at this before. Yeah, let's take a look at this. I believe this is one that doesn't recognize BitConnect, but it's also interesting exchange or source of information. Let's see if we can get some stats. Number of markets, 24-hour volume. So it seems to mirror CoinMarketCap, except with the exception of HIT BTC. I had Poloniex and HIT BTC swapped. Trending. Let's see what's trending. So some of these smaller market coins. The thing I don't like about this is it's not showing. It's only showing the price. It's not showing market cap. Like for some of these, I don't really know how big these coins are. I mean, the only ones I really recognize, I see Lisk, Steam, Doge, Feathercoin. All these other coins I don't really recognize. ICO calendar. Yeah, I mean, sometimes like these APIs or these little widgets might be useful, but I don't see it as something that that I could use because it's, unless there's something that it's giving me the CoinMarketCap isn't. I mean, other than just basically a kind of a different set of information from. This is kind of interesting. Bitcoin to Japan, the Japanese dollar. So it's showing, that's interesting. So it's showing basically the volumes, but here it's showing 31% of the volume is in Bitcoin to the Japanese dollar as opposed to 31% in Bitcoin to USD. Bitcoin to Korean at 17%. It's interesting how all of those are broken out. Euro, TRY, whatever that is. The Australian dollar, German. Let's go back to home. I like the graphs. The graphs look a little bit better. Power Ledger disappeared from the top 100 on CoinMarketCap. Did I discuss the whole thing with Tether? I don't think I've really really addressed Tether a whole lot. I mean, it's basically just tried to keep the price tied at $1. So it's it's going to be it's going to be always the same price, or at least that's how they try to set up that platform. But let's take a look. Yeah, this is an interesting graph. Let's take a look at Tether on CoinMarketCap. So everything's right at $1, $1. But you can see the market cap has really gone up. whereas its price to Bitcoin has gone progressively down. Let's look at the last 3 months trading. So it's really gone up recently here in November. Seeing the market cap really start to surge. So there was recent issues with Tether. I have to look into that. I didn't know much about it. I don't really use Tether a whole lot. There's some aspects to that with trading that I think would be very beneficial. I just haven't. I've been traveling so much. I was maybe going to set something up in an office like this, and my other spot where I could do some more things like that, but not yet. Tax benefits, huh? Oh, okay. So it does recognize BitConnect. So thanks, Alan. So BitConnect is number 26 right now. Let's take a look. You can see this huge flash crash we had, at least with the price. At least that's the way it appears on this graph. Some huge sell-off. A little bit of some different information. Let's see if we can break this down a little bit differently as we did last month. Why does it look so different? Yeah, it's got some social on it. So you can see the different markets it's being traded on here. BitConnect, Live Coin, Nova Exchange, Coin Exchange. So it has a little bit of the information broken out here, but I don't know. I guess I'm so used to working with everything on CoinMarketCap. I might do something on some of the other resources like this to check out, but this to me has kind of been at least my kind of go-to trustworthy one. You can see that Bitcoin just crossed over 250. Boom. Where is that volume? Bitcoin dominant. It says 55% here, but usually when you come in here and you look at the market cap a little bit more in depth, like if we go to trade volume, look at the currency. So it's basically showing 38% here. I think some of the other pairs is why it's doing that, but what coins am I trading on a daily? I trade usually like coins in the top 20. I trade primarily on Bittrex, Poloniex. Poloniex is not allowed here, so my Poloniex account actually is not working. There's a few other exchanges that I don't use as much, but I have some coins stored on. But yeah, I'm interested in kind of getting more in depth into some of these exchanges and basically finding ways to, hit certain arbitrage opportunities. Because if you have, right now, the way it stands, you've got 4 humongous exchanges in Korea, and that's driving a lot of market activity around some of these different, lesser known alt currencies. And so the one, I guess, that a lot of people in America are very kind of apprehensive about is Bitcoin Cash, but it's been doing so well in the Asian markets. Right now, it is the number one coin being traded on the number one exchange, and it's not even close. And so you see the price surging, you see a ton of volume. And you're also seeing this in some of the other exchanges. So Bitfinex and Bittrex have come up quite a bit, but here's another South Korean exchange. Poloniex was the king for years, its #1 trading pair is Bitcoin Cash. You know, you have HIT BTC, but Coin1, another Korean exchange, and a little bit further down the list, Corbit, #9. So these exchanges have been as high. These exchanges have been as high as in the top 6. So all 3 of those were in the top 6. But I believe there was also a time when Binance was listed in along that mix. You're getting, you know, 4 humongous exchanges in Korea, just really taking over large amounts of the volume, and it seems to be a lot more accepted there. And so maybe that's perhaps why you're seeing a lot of governments kind of cracking down on it. You've seen China, all the money from China moving into Korea. You saw it, I think, going into Hong Kong for a while. I don't know entirely the situation between China and Hong Kong and how that relates to cryptocurrencies, but I think you're just seeing people get out. You know, Singapore has their own, you know, regulations on it. It's a little bit of a tax haven when it comes to certain things. But I think what you're really seeing is you're just seeing everything really flood into South Korea right now, at least in this space. I mean, it's a large percentage of the trading volume and activity. And that's, to me, as a trader, that's where you have to start. You know, that's where you really have to understand what's going on, because that's where the most volume is being traded. And those markets are very different than the Americas. They're not awoke in America during these certain times, because everyone's essentially asleep over there because of the time difference. And so those typically will really fluctuate prices during the night. So if you're in America, you're going to sleep at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night. You know, you're waking up in the morning during those 8 hours. You see dramatic shifts in prices, and a lot of it's due to activity in that particular time zone. So it's definitely something to be you can kind of use as leverage, or maybe not leverage, but basically as information to make more informed decisions about trading and whatnot. I would like to get a lot more into trading in depth, but I think because I've been traveling so much and kind of on vacation at certain times, it's hard to sleep and trade and be involved in everything I'm doing. So. Yeah, China cracked down on exchanges and ICOs. They were moving into Japan and South Korea. That wasn't a blunt. That was one of those lady cigars. I look like I'm in a bunker. Here, I'll show you guys the outside here. Walk through a little bit. Hey, come on. Here, I get my dog up. Come on, get up. All right, go outside, huh? Oh. So I got someone staying in this room, so I'm gonna keep the lights off here. Nighttime here, Seattle. I'm gonna set this up here. See the dogs next door going nuts. But yeah, this is Marina. Where'd you play college ball? I played Duke University, 2000 to 2004. Lucky, come on. Get up. Yeah, it's nice out here. Sun's getting down, but way cheaper to stay on the water in Seattle than rent's ridiculous. Yeah. Well, nighttime needs a little bit of cleanup. Been doing some work, but seems like you have no one to really hold you down. You can just travel all over and stay wherever the heck you want. Yeah, except for this little dog I've got. Come here.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with you. Lucky, come here. She don't listen to me no more. Here, come on. Yeah. She don't listen to me no more. She's lazy. She's got some health problems too, so I gotta talk to the veterinarian over here. I just wish I had a better camera for nighttime. Yeah, they got a couple nice boats around here. So the guy, the veterinarian that worked on my dog, this is his boat right here. He's got a pretty nice boat. But yeah, I'll walk around here a little bit just so you guys, there's an older Chris Craft here, so mine's a Chris Craft. Giving you guys the full tour here. Yeah, but this is a nice little boat he's got. Didn't know how to work the damn thing when he first bought it. I had to tell him that his bilge pump was about to sink his boat, and he ended up having to put in about 100 grand into getting the back end of his boat fixed because he had some sort of leak that was going on back here. If I didn't tell him about it, his boat would have sunk. Because some people, when they buy boats, they don't know the first thing about owning a boat. There's maintenance and things you got to take care of. This is a small little boat I was working on building right here. I did all the paint work, put in underwater lights, got some other stuff here. J-Snip on a live stream going off on BitConnect again. Man, maybe I should just get in there and say a few things. Yeah, I know. These freaking dogs here, man. I don't get along with this guy all that well. Well, one of the owners. He's like a third owner. He's not even a full owner, but he likes telling me what I can and can't do, and I pretty told him to go fuck himself. He's trashing the whole group. Yeah, well, he's got a following. I don't know if this is really healthy for him and his channel. You guys hear those yappy dogs, huh? We got a good group on here, but yeah, I think I want to keep the streams somewhat short. So I think I might take another question or two and then get off the stream. Yeah, the Decado. That was one that was interesting. I'm gonna look into that a little bit more. I have some people who are sending me some info on that. All right, guys. It was awesome. Thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna call it a stream. Like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.